It's your boys once again, and it is playoff time. Playoff time in the NBA season, and you have the guys in the DM podcast. It's your boy Mike. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. In today's episode, we're gonna dive into all 8 games. Talk about we didn't do our predictions, so we'll probably do our predictions. Yes, it could be cheating because the first game is already gone, but sometimes you never know what's gonna happen. It's just game one. Especially nowadays, game one doesn't mean as much as it used to mean. But before I continue, my boy YS, how's everything going?
You already know every day above ground is a good one.
We always have to appreciate being above ground. I think for this playoff, we were all anticipating this one. Like we all really wanted the playoffs to start. We're all really excited for the potential matchups. But then, of course, Jimmy Butler gets hurt. Zion gets hurt. We don't see what we want to see. And quite frankly, I would say most of the games, the 7 out of the 8 games, were really blowouts. Like nothing really came of them. We probably both thought the Dallas and the Clippers were going to be a little bit more.
Yes.
Nothing came of that. Indiana and Milwaukee. Indiana went on a little bit of a run. Nothing came of it. Luckily, this last game of the night, which makes us film this a lot later than we wanted to. But the last game of the night, the Pelicans versus OKC, at least that gave us a game. I think they said it was about either 7 lead changes that there was for this game. It was a lot of lead changes, a lot of tied games. The game was fun, and of course, it ends with a Shea Alexander game winner. We both believe that guy should be the MVP. Going to give it to Jokic. But what do you think about? Let's start with this first game: Pelicans versus OKC. What were some of your thoughts?
And I think I'm going to enjoy the series first and foremost. I think this series could go 7 games, right? Without Zion, right? But Troy Murphy really put on the show. The third, he hit a bunch of threes, but he's capable of doing that, right? You can tell the inexperience in OK watching OKC play in this
Right.
first game, in this first round. You could tell they had a scoring drought of like they didn't make a field goal for like 5 minutes down the stretch in the fourth quarter. So Shea was turning the ball over a few times, and they were credit the Pelicans for their defense and their schemes, right? Because they were taking Shea out of a certain rhythm, right? So my boy JV did his damn thing. Shout out JV. Any ex Raptor, shout him out. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And shout out my boy Chet. You know what I mean? Because once for Wemby, this nigga would have won. This nigga would win Rookie of the Year. Let's keep it a buck,
For
right?
sure.
Having a big double double. So you know, Jalen Williams did his thing as well. It was a very entertaining game. I personally wanted to go overtime. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
thought it was going to go overtime, but it is what it is. The basketball gods weren't that great to us. You know what I mean? Today. What about you? How you feel about the game? How you feel about the Pelicans without Zion?
It was a good. I always say like if Zion, okay, first of all, if Zion could be the person that we all think he could be, I think the Pelicans could go to the NBA Finals. I think that talented. I think Zion could be one of the most unstoppable players in the league because he has the strength of like a Giannis, but he's more fluid. His game is more fluid. The way he attacks the rim is better than Giannis. His
Yep.
finishing at the rim is better. Like all those things definitely matter. This series, I didn't. I don't think I had a lot of expectations of the series. I'm kind of glad that we got the series now. The two young teams, both kind of trying to battle. If anything, OKC is younger than the Pelicans, but only probably by like probably average age by a year or two. Probably CJ and JV make the additional age in New Orleans a little bit higher than OKC, of course. But I like this two young teams really trying to prove themselves. Like you said, OKC's inexperience was shown. You can see it. You can see the fact that they don't know what they're doing yet. Shea and
Yeah.
Dort kind of know what they're doing, but everyone, this is Chet's first game
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Nice having a double double. The one thing I would say, maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I know down the stretch you want to have Larry Nance because
Yeah.
of the defense, his ability, like to kind of just run in general. He can get rebounds. He's he has more skills in that sense, especially defensively, than a JV. But the moments you're struggling offensively, there's just such a mismatch with JV and anyone on OKC. Why not utilize him? He had 20 rebounds, but me and you both know that JV could have got like 30 rebounds, right? Like
Yeah,
Chet's not gonna out muscle him.
not at all. Not even
So
close.
like why not like they did? They slowed the game down, I believe. But I'm thinking why not slow the game down even more and give JV the ball or try to move or through JV. What is your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts is CJ is a two guard, not a one. So probably that's the reason why. CJ was sourcing on the shot a few times when he could have dumped the ball low to JV, you know what I mean? And took advantage of the mismatch, right? Even on the other side, the inexperience you could tell in OKC. Chet got the ball on the block against CJ on a mismatch. This guy did a turnaround jumper. Chet, you're 7'2", 7'1". CJ 6'2". You're foot taller than CJ. Why are you just
Yeah.
taking a turnaround fadeaway? At least, you know what I mean? So it comes down to better basketball decisions, high IQ plays, right? That's what it really comes down to. Not having a point guard doesn't help the Pelicans in that sense.
It does not. I want to see how much. See in the rebounding, OKC had 44 and New Orleans had 52. So you're gonna beat them in the rebounds,
Yeah,
right? You're gonna beat them in rebounding. So I just think like it could have been something they could have really worked on, but it's only game one.
yeah,
So I'll give them that. It's only game one. But it should be a fun series, like definitely a
definitely.
fun series. I like the fact that New Orleans competed. I think there could be a Zion sighting later with if they go to 7 games. I think there could be a Zion sighting, and I think if Zion fully healthy, this team could make a little bit of noise. Power just came to the Western Conference, but it would be a team that you want to look out for.
Definitely.
Because New Orleans is a team this offseason, I believe they're going to make some changes,
They should. They have to. They have to.
right? They're Zion has, I think, proven honestly that he can like stay healthy for like 70% of the season. And but you will need him in the playoffs. Like I think he's shown some flashes of that. So I think you may have to start building the team around him. But we never gave a prediction for this series. Yes, OKC won, but what is your prediction and why?
For the series,
Yeah.
honestly speaking, I'm gonna go with I feel it's gonna go 7 games. I feel it's gonna go to the Pelicans though.
You think the Pelicans are gonna have the upset?
Yeah, in 7 games. Yeah, yeah. I see the inexperience. You know what I mean? Like I see the experience in OKC, and they didn't even play at New Orleans yet, Smoothie King yet, right? So they got to go there for a couple of games. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like with the Pelicans, you know what I mean? I feel they could steal this series. That's how I feel in 7 games. Credit OKC, but having that stretch out of field goal at home, they don't sit well with right with me. So
The thing that the better, well, like Shea's a good defensive player, so is Chat, and so is Dort. I think I agree with you with the experience. I think BI has experience, CJ has experience, Larry Nance has experience, um,
JV,
JV, Herb Jones is a great defender.
very good.
So but I will disagree. I will go OKC, but the reason I go OKC because they have the best player in Shea.
Which is I hear you. I hear
Right?
that.
When you have the best player, normally you should win the series. Normally speaking, you should win it. So I do think that they are a team that, well, I would love for it to go 7 games. I should just say that. But I think I'm gonna go OKC in 6, which means they'll
Ooh.
win in the Smoothie King Arena. But I do think that like, but I won't be surprised if it goes 7. I think they're so young, they're the classic case of when you play 21 and for some reason you win first game, the other person wins second game, and you almost have to do a rubber match. That just always happens in pickup, oddly enough. And I think with their youth on both ends, there's bound to be mistakes, right? So I do see, and then the veteran leadership, the Pelicans win that with the CJ, with the JV, with the BI. Even with Willie Green as their head coach, I think that's something that they have advantage of. OKC doesn't have that advantage. But I think yeah, you're bigger than Chet. Get 30 and 30. Like if it was the Sacramento Kings, I think Sabonis is. I know he gets the ball all over. He's more possessions than JV, which is a good thing. But that's where like you gotta go 30 for 30. You just have to, right? But you predict Pelicans in 7. I'm predicting OKC in 6. But it should be a fun series. I think that hopefully this
Definitely,
game is just the
definitely.
beginning of how fun it can be.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can move on. Let's do anything else we want to talk about this series.
Nah, nah. We can go to the next series.
Let's go to okay, let's get this one out of the way. Heat and Celtics. I don't know what else so Boston won 114 to 94. First quarter was close by like 5 points. Celtics were up. But then they just kind of did the thing that the Celtics do. They start just jacking up a bunch of threes. And it's the first time ever that everybody who played on a team shot the three and hit the three.
Are
And
you
that's what
serious?
happened in Boston. Yeah. Like
That's not
everyone who
bad,
played
huh?
in a playoff game.
I never knew. I never knew. Yo, Boston is too talented. That's what that shows. Every
Incredibly
player that
talented.
played hit a three.
Like
Oh
yeah, they're
man,
just so good. They're just so good.
they're really
What
expected
can
to
you
make it
say?
out the East. Then me hearing shit like this,
Tatum had a triple double,
and
which
when did
is
Tatum get really triple doubles? Never.
that's not his type of game, right? So
That would have been
yeah,
a good bet to place. Tatum on triple double. Wow.
so that's why it's about Jimmy Butler. Honestly, I think me and you both said it. Like not having Jimmy Butler, just
That's it. Because you know
like
Jim Butler playing Tatum's not getting a triple double. Let's keep it a buck.
I think Jimmy Butler playing this series is like a 7 game series.
Yes.
Like these games would be so intense
Let's keep it a
if
buck. And Rozier. And Rozier.
Aaron Rozier, yes, I forgot about him.
Seven
I,
game series,
both
100%.
of them playing would be nice. But let's just go with our prediction. What do you think it's going to be?
This is looking like I'm gonna say 4-1 Boston.
Me
Like
too. I'll
it's
give my.
good.
I think we both want to say we'll give Miami the one win,
Mhm.
right? Like we'll give Eric Spoelstra the benefit of the doubt of still being the best coach in the league. You know, when they go zone, it's crazy. I want to believe that Tyler Hero will have like
He will have a good game because that I
right.
don't know what was going on.
So we'll give him one. But man, I think we both can agree if Jimmy Butler was playing,
Damn.
Boston would have a lot to handle if Jimmy Butler was playing. I really think Miami would have won the series. I think I would have predicted Miami.
Yep.
If Miami and Boston, I'm picking Miami in 7. I just would have.
They're the dark horse. You already know.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to a way funner series. Today, even though it was a blowout, they kind of tried to come back, but it is what it is. Pacers and Bucks. Damian Lillard, the first 2 quarters,
Yes.
that man was Dame time. He was legit Dame time. He was 11 to 24, shooting 6 of 11 the three, 6 rebounds, three assists. But he did his thing in the beginning. He really like held them down. He really
Yeah.
did
I
hold
don't
them
think he
down.
scored after halftime.
Not a lot from what I saw. He didn't score a lot after halftime. Looked like they were locking him up after halftime.
Shout out to Siakam.
Man, love him. You know I can't say anything bad about that guy. I can't say anything bad about that guy. You know how much I love that
Playoff
guy.
performer in the playoffs. You know what I mean? He's performing. He's been in the last few times. None of those guys have really been. You know what I mean? And it showed.
That's what a lot of people are saying. Like he got Siakam at 36 and 13.
That's big time.
36 and 13 is nice. And like clearly he's the only one who showed up. It's funny, Mouse Turner, I'll never forget the series of him versus the Raptors back in the day. This is 20. Honestly, 2016, 2017, but even
Yep,
out even that time.
yep,
And he was hitting jumper after jumper.
yep.
He was killing JV at the time. Yeah, he was killing us. Him and Paul George were like, yeah, they were doing something for sure. But yeah, look at the two vets in the playoffs did their thing. Even like TJ McConnell. But
Yep,
Halliburton, who's
yep.
been off since his injury, has like he's just been off. Halliburton,
I
which
know.
sucks to see because he was the first team All
Um,
NBA. So I don't know. I don't know. But what do you think about this game or
well,
this series as a whole?
the series as a whole, experience shows again. You know what I mean? Having that superstar Milwaukee still definitely helps, even though there's no Giannis, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's gonna be the Bucks. Bucks should win the series. I'm gonna go Bucks in six.
I want to say this game, I think Milwaukee needed it more than Indiana. Because I think if Indiana won, Milwaukee's gonna be like, you know what? We may not bring Giannis back. He has a calf injury. You're not trying to hurt that.
Hmm.
Because it can be as bad as the Kevin Durant one during the 2019 playoffs, and you don't want that. So I think you would have been almost okay if, like, you know what, the Pacers win this series. You kind of take this season as a grain of salt and go like, it is what it is. We're gonna move on. You just kind of take your losses with that. I think that's what could have happened.
Mm,
But now they won. Bobby Portis was nice and everyone was nice. But in saying that, Dame had a really good first quarter and second
very,
quarter. If he's not Dame time, this team is not deep enough.
not at all.
You're asking so much of Bobby Portis and Chris Middleton. That may not be right now what you're looking for. And I think also the Pacers just didn't play the proper brand of basketball that they're accustomed to playing. So I will ultimately say I think I'm gonna go Pacers. Um, 6 or 7 is kind of I want to say
Better say seven, because it ain't six for Pacers.
because 6 is at home
I hear you, but Pacers, they don't play defense.
at all.
That's the thing. This is the playoffs, so
But Milwaukee's 20-21 since for the last 41 games.
that's horrible.
Horrible. Horrible. So that's why I kind of want to get but if Giannis is coming back, like and its series is tied 2-2, no, Milwaukee's winning in 6.
Indy needs
Giannis
to
doesn't
make
come back
shots.
until game 5 or 6. I can kind of see Indiana squeezing one in. So, but
They need to
I'll
make
go.
shots to squeeze one in. They need to make shots.
I think I'm gonna go Indiana in 6.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off the limb and go Indiana in 6. Ultimately, I think we're both hoping for like I want 7 game series everywhere. I want all 7 game series. The only one that I just know that's not gonna happen is that Boston one. That one's definitely not happening.
Should ain't,
If it goes 6 games,
should ain't happen.
Boston, that means Boston looks at Miami and like there's something Miami still has over them.
If
If
it
we're
goes,
able to go six
I'd be
games.
surprised if it goes six. I'll be very surprised.
I think we would be surprised if we really went 5. I think we're just really trying to be nice to Eric Spoelstra,
Yeah,
ultimately.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I say 6 Pacers, you say 6 Bucks. I understand why you picked the Bucks because why not? Let's go to the series that I think a lot of people were excited about. The series that
Please.
everyone kind of wanted to see, which is that Dallas versus Clippers. Once again, like you had mentioned, I don't maybe the basketball gods are like, guys, no, we're not doing it today. Maybe next game we'll make it close. This game
Disappointing.
wasn't close at all.
It wasn't even close from the beginning.
At all. That second quarter, the Mavs scored 8 points.
If you really look at the box and you really take in the box, you know what I mean? Clippers scored 30, what, 34 in the first quarter. Dallas
Yep.
had 30 at halftime,
Yep.
right? You can't win games like that.
Cannot.
You can't win games like that. You see what I'm saying? And remember, these guys are missing Kawhi Leonard. They're missing Kawhi Leonard, and you guys got whooped. Whooped. It was a wire to wire victory, one of those victories. Man.
It could just be me, but I don't like Luca shooting threes as much. Not in the beginning. I think Luca should shoot threes in the fourth quarter because him and Jokic in the fourth quarter, it's like there's every time I see him shoot a three, I honestly physically think every time I see them shoot a three, they don't miss
In the fourth.
in the fourth. Like I never see them miss. So I feel like Luca in the fourth, shoot the three. Luca first to third, chill out. I know a lot of ill advised. He was like 4-12, which ultimately I don't think is that bad because it's like 30%, but like still I don't want to see it. I don't want to see Luca just and everyone did their thing. I think it could just be that Dallas just, had more talent than them this game. I also think that sorry, Clippers had more talent than Dallas this
Harden was
game,
going off, and Harden had like 20 in the first half, right? So
right?
Westbrook, I know, had like a 10 in the first half. So it's like these guys were PG wasn't even going to work out in the first half.
No?
These guys were up like that. So it was just a team effort. Norm Powell did his thing. Like
Yeah.
it was just a
I think once
team.
again, it's one of those things that like the Clippers needed to win this game more than Dallas,
Mhm.
right? Because then everyone's on their head. The pressure may get too tight.
Because there's pressure on Dallas too.
You think so? Who do you think is more pressure, Dallas or Clippers?
Clippers.
Yeah,
Because you guys got the four MVP, well, three MVPs on your
mhm,
squad, former MVPs, and they still play at a very high level. So the Clippers are deeper than Dallas. They're deeper.
yeah,
Let's keep it a buck. They're a better team on paper. So
yeah.
that's all I can say.
So, what's your prediction for the series?
Man, I'm saying 7 games. I'm still going with the Mavs.
Me too. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I'll go exact same 7. I believe in Luca. Te- I believe in Luca. I think you believe in Luca. Now, there's chances Kawhi may come back, but we don't know when.
You know Kawhi. You know Kawhi.
We don't know when, so it's more like you don't want to trust it too much. But I still think it'll be like maybe game 4 or 5. But it's a 7 game series that I'm directing the win to Dallas. I honestly think that if they face them in the seventh game, I can see Luca and them doing what they did to Phoenix, win by like 30.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can see that happening too. But that should be a really fun series. At least we hope so.
It will
We
be.
hope so.
Just this game was it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was today that like where teams just really unprepared.
I want to say so. It's the first game, so it's like first games. Once after 3 games and all these series, let's say by Thursday, every
Yeah,
team should have 3 games. We'll really see.
that's true. Another we'll go to the day after or the day before, sorry. A game that I thought was in the beginning a little bit, exciting, but ended up being kind of boring was the Cavs versus the Magic, 97-83. Any thoughts on that this series, that game?
That series,
Cavs winning it up.
the least watched series. That's gonna be the least watched series. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I didn't see the game. I didn't really see the highs, by the way. I just know Mitchell just went off. You know what I mean? And
30
Orlando was
points.
struggling shooting from the three. That's all I
Yeah,
really know. I didn't really see the game. So, but Cleveland is a better team. Cleveland should win that series. Orlando is a good defensive team. Shout out to Jalen Suggs. Shout out to
right.
Suggs. That guy is a pit bull. That guy's a dog. Shout out to Suggs. But I feel like it's going to be Cavaliers, and I'm going to say 6.
Yeah, I it's gonna be the Cavs. I don't know what if it's 6 or 7, but it will be the Cavs. I'll give them that. Yeah, the series is not so exciting, but people are already trying to be like, "What is Donovan Mitchell's next move? Is he tradable? What are we thinking?"
Oh,
Like,
man.
so everyone's already talking about it. Now, the one thing I wanted to like, how I go on these random thoughts and events. I was looking at Orlando Magic and I'm looking at the box score, And I'm seeing, okay, Paulo had 17 shots, Wagner had 15, Suggs had 16. Sometimes these offenses want to like be the Spurs so bad, but I need everyone to realize what the Spurs. So I did like a whole deep dive and like to do some research on it. This Spurs, yes, they pass the ball like no other, but please look at Tony Parker's assists during these games. Man still averaged over 7 assists a game. So as much as we all think they pass the ball like every 2 seconds, the ball is in Parker's hand
Yes,
a lot. And it
yes,
wasn't in Parker's hand, then it was in Boris Diaw's hand. Not Boris Diaw, then it was Ginobili. But they ran the plays to those three guys
yeah,
always.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
Tony
it's
Parker
not
moved
like
the ball a
one.
lot. Like everyone got touches, but it always remained back to Parker. You know what I mean? That's the thing with the Spurs. Everyone got a touch, but Parker had the ball in his hands the most. Spurs did not really ball stop. There was never
Yeah.
anyone to ball stop on the Spurs. You know
Yep.
what I mean? If you're really taking him. Because when Duncan got it, he was going to let it fly or kick it back out.
Right.
Ginobili, he was making a move with it. Parker is making a move with it. Diaw, even Thiago Splitter, all those guys. Bruce Bowen, the Admiral, like those guys, like all those Spurs teams, right? These guys were just moving the ball a lot. And if they didn't move it, they moved it back to Parker.
Right.
Man, no Spurs team. Like there was a stat against when they're playing the Miami Heat, when Miami Heat had their run, and they had like three, like quadruple the amount of passes in the
Yeah,
series.
than anybody else.
Then yeah, quadruple.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Total
passed the ball
dominance.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just more like you pass the ball, but Parker really orchestrated the whole thing. Him and Boris Diaw orchestrated the whole thing. And of course, when you have like, when you have freaking Tim Duncan, you can win some games, right? You're always gonna win some games. He's the one of the he's just boring as hell. Okay, next series, the Suns and the Timberwolves. Uh, Timberwolves winning 1-0. I messaged you yesterday and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a back and forth game because it's pretty close now. The first quarter is pretty close. I turned away. I see the Timberwolves are up like 10. I'm like, okay, this is weird. Turn to check again. Timberwolves are up 20. I'll make this take with Minnesota. I was sleeping on Minnesota.
Me too.
And of course, we keep saying it's game one, but I'm seeing something in, Denver said their hardest series was Minnesota. I can see why. If Carlton Towns is like doing what we believe he can do, sky's the limit for the team. And we already know Anthony Edwards is a star.
He's this is coming out party. I can't even say this is coming out party, but he's ascending right now. He's ascending to superstardom right now.
Right. Really is. That guy is he's talking trash to Durant. Durant smiling because he's like I think there's already a video of Durant doing that with Kobe. So it's just the way life is, man. Sometimes the old head gotta go, the new head's
Yeah,
gotta come
yeah.
in. So what happened in 15 years to him as well. But this series, I still think it's fun games, but who do you think's gonna win?
This man. I believe it's going 7 games, first of all. After seeing the first game, I think it's going to 7 games. I want to say Phoenix. I'm going to say Phoenix in 7. I'm going to say Phoenix in 7 games. And I'm shaky with that answer because I don't know. This seems like a different Timberwolves team. Like the
It
Nas
does.
Reed, the Towns was playing decent. Gobert wasn't taking out the game. Like Suns are not that well coached as well. You know what I mean? They have no bench. I didn't see Bobo at all. Like I, eh, I
So why
feel,
Suns in 7?
I feel like Kate. I feel like Booker,
Yeah.
Katie, and Beal. Those three should be getting these guys 4 wins against the Timberwolves. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They don't really have that much playoff experience. Suns do as a whole, right? They have more experience as a whole. So I don't. Man, it's a tight 7, though. It's a tight 7. It's a barely squeeze out seven. Phoenix squeeze in seven.
I don't know, the way Minnesota won this last game makes me worried that's gonna be like a 5 game series. It really does. It makes me worry that Minnesota's gonna win in 5. But I'll get Minnesota in 6.
Okay,
If
that's a
there's a
good.
Minnesota 7, oh, it will 1,000% be the Anthony Edwards come up party. It
If
will.
Minnesota wins this series, Anthony has a fully ascended as superstar. I don't care
Yeah,
anybody else.
he is, man. He's the future. It's either you get with it or get lost. So next series, which is I believe we both believe probably top 3 series overall right now. Sixers and Knicks.
Ooh,
Knicks win 111 to 104.
that's a Big
Oh,
East showdown.
it's overall a good game. Josh Hart did his thing.
Killed them.
13 rebounds, 22 points. Brunson only had 22. Brunson was 8 of 26. Like, I think the way you got to play them is that you have to force Brunson to shoot as much as possible.
Definitely. Because he will shoot. Because I'm like,
Sometimes too
I see him
much.
like 26 shots, but shoot as much AI.
Yeah, sometimes too much. But Deuce McBride, I don't know who
Shut
this
up.
man is. Is he undrafted?
I don't, is he or second round? I'm not sure.
Clearly could be second round. Let's see. Yeah, second. Oh, he was picked 36 in 2021. It's pretty good pick, and like um yeah, man, was 5 of 10. I think you would agree OG needs to do more, right? You're about to sign a bag, and yes, you are a defensive anchor, but you're about to sign a bag. Please place a little bit of better offense. Yeah, that's it. But what do you like about the series? What's your prediction?
Man, this series is gonna go 7 games, first and foremost. It's
Yeah,
one of
hope
those
so.
series, you know what I mean?
Fingers
It's gonna
crossed.
go 7. Uh Philly, NY, Maxi, Tobias. You got Lowry and Philly at home. Like
Yeah.
Lowry played good that game too. He had a few points too. So damn, the Knicks are the Knicks. Like they're in the Garden, Knicks are the Knicks, and there's no
They
Randall.
compete. They compete
I
and fight.
I'm gonna go with you know what? I'm gonna go with Philly in 7.
Philly 7. I want to go it's weird, man. If Joel Embiid's like 80% healthy, I'm going with them. But I don't think he is, so I'm gonna go with New York. They play tougher. Defensively, they're tougher. Everyone kind of tries to pick up the slack offensively. So I'll go Knicks 7.
Okay. To
That
me,
would
this
mean that if Embiid's playing, then that's a whole other thing.
yeah, yeah. Embiid's playing, 7, 7.
Last and surely not least, the Denver Nuggets versus the LA Lakers. Denver wins 114 to 103.
That's gonna be an entertaining series. I can't lie, that's an entertaining series. Like a lot of guys want to see Lakers do well. I can't lie. I
I
guess
do.
a lot of LeBron fans,
I
82
do.
thing.
I do. I want to see him do well. I think with that people, I think it's LeBron, right? LeBron played well. Anthony Davis played well.
Yeah.
Me and you've talked about this all the time. Reeves and D'Lo are the X factors,
And it should be more D'Lo and then Reeves.
right? Agreed, agreed. D'Lo's playing for his contract. Yeah, he can resign. He can resign, but and it's up to him. It's a player option, but he can get a much bigger contract. It's based off his play,
Yeah,
so he
perform.
needs to play a lot better.
Play consistent.
Oh, he's very inconsistent, very inconsistent. Um, but Denver, man, you already know, man. Anyone watching Denver is like there's moments I'm just like, damn, this team is just unstoppable.
Their starting five is they're the perfect build for a
Yeah.
championship starting five. Like everyone knows their role.
And that's important.
Yes, beyond important. Like Porter knows I'm not gonna outshine Murray, Joker. Like I'm gonna get my shots. Just get to my
Right.
spots. I'm gonna get my shots. I can do my
Mhm.
thing. Gordon knows I gotta cut. I gotta dive. I gotta run the break. You know what I mean? Caldwell Pope, corner threes. I'm a layup king, right? You got Murray. You already know. Dance with Joker. Pick and roll with Joker. The best duo in the league. Joker
Right.
just the utility man. Like it's the perfect. Like everyone has their role, and it works out well. You see what I'm saying?
KCP, right? I think if he's on the Lakers, just him alone, they would win games. I think ultimately that was their worst trade.
Yeah,
Like you can say like, oh, this big name, this big name. No, no, no. The fact that they traded KCP, who can play defense. When he's hot shooting the three, he's really hot shooting the three. He brings you a lot of energy. I don't know
definitely.
why you traded this guy.
And he won a ring with them, right? He was on the championship
And he
team.
won the championship ring.
So
Yeah,
we have two rings.
yeah.
So it's guys like that, those glue role player guys that do things that are not talked about, they're not shown in the stat sheet. Like he's not gonna ball stop. He's gonna get the ball. He's either gonna shoot, drive, make a play. He's not gonna ball
That's what I'm
stop.
saying. He's so good. He's so good. I think any team would. He's like a. I always say he's like a perfect role player.
Yeah, he could fit on any team and start
Yeah.
any team. You put him on the
Yeah,
Bucks, he's fit on the Bucks.
yeah, he is actually. The only team that maybe he doesn't play is maybe Boston.
Yeah,
Maybe Boston.
you got the Drew over there, Jalen. You got Tatum. Like you're not. I'm not putting Caldwell Pope over Jalen Brown, even though he Jalen Brown can't use left. So no,
So what's your prediction for this series?
man, this series 7 games.
I
I
hope
know
so.
where you're going, but I'm gonna go with the defending champs.
No, I think I think I need to be unbiased, and I gotta go on defending champs as well. Um, and if any indication shows from yesterday, they know how to defend them. They do. They have to be consistent in doing it. And so I'm very curious what that's going to look like in the future. But yeah, I'm going to go Denver in six. I think picking a lot of game sixes, not a lot of game sevens I'm picking.
I'm
I'm
going
going
in
Denver.
7. I'm going in
I would
7.
love for it to go seven. LeBron in the game seven. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking
I
go.
would like to see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. But that was our like that's what's going on in the playoffs right now. Like we said, Boston's up, OKC's up, Clippers are up, Cavs are up, Timberwolves, Knicks, Nuggets. A lot of teams are up. But it's only game one. It's only game one.
Very
Uh,
early.
any special shout outs or anything you want to talk about right before we go?
Let's talk about that USA's roster. I'm kind of impressed with the
They did a good
2024
job.
Olympic roster. I'm like, they actually have some veterans on the squad.
The only thing with this squad that I'm a little weary is Kawhi gonna actually play? And is Joel Embiid can actually play?
You're
Those are the
talking
two
about
guys.
Kawhi play in the summer. Take that
That's
in.
what
He
I'm
doesn't
saying.
really play in the regular season. You're talking about him playing in the summer for
Right? But
Olympic.
his load would be a lot less. He
It would be.
potentially can come off the bench if you were to start a Jason Tatum.
Yeah, like it'll be a less load, but Kawhi, it's Kawhi.
Yeah. I think the one thing I like about it is that or this whole thing is I really like the fact that we're getting a lot of that. Oh, this is the USA team with Bird, Magic, LeBron, and like they're all not leaving. Well, because thing is still the Jordan's still gonna about to make his second run. But I like how it's like this is the last time LeBron, Steph, and KD can all play together.
I
Mind you, they've
heard
never played
Steph
together.
is the first time on the USA team.
Yeah, it is. It is because he was
Steph
injured a
Curry.
couple times. Yeah,
Wow. So he
right.
declined. You said a couple times. Or is never
He's been
chosen?
hurt, I believe, a couple times.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
So
When I heard, I'm like, really, Steph?
right. So then I'm looking forward to that one because I really want to see those three play together. I think they want to play together. I'm pretty sure they called each other up and said like, hey, like let's play together. The
AD, Steph,
Embiid
Bron,
stuff,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why Embiid was gonna want to play.
I
He's not
thought
gonna play.
he has citizenship for US, huh, or something. Because
Yeah,
I'm
probably
something.
US, probably the country he's from, Cameroon, and I think potentially France as well.
It's okay.
Yeah. So but I don't think he's gonna play. No, he could be too. If he gets bounced off the first round, then potentially he'll play. But if he's going longer rounds, he's not playing for Team USA.
I hear
That's a
that.
that's a Bam start or Anthony Davis start for
I,
sure.
I like that. I like their roster. This is the best roster they compiled in the last few Olympics. I'm not gonna lie, this
Right.
roster.
Right.
Because you
Agreed.
seem like, okay, they actually got the alpha, they got the A1 players. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm feeling this roster. Cannot lie.
Your
I hope
starting unit is Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, Durant, Embiid,
Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, Durant. Who's the two guard? LeBron?
Kawhi.
Okay. Shit,
Yeah.
whatever. I could.
Kawhi's the two, LeBron's the three, KD's the four, and Joel's the five, or
Yeah,
Anthony Davis or Bam.
that's scary. I would just insert Kawhi and put Tatum or something maybe.
Right. Right. That's what I'm thinking. I think if you want to play defense, then you probably if Embiid doesn't play, you put Bam at the five, and then you go look
Definitely.
small with KD. Mind you, KD's probably taller than Bam. KD, LeBron, Kawhi, and Steph. Oh, that could be a really good team. They're gonna shut every team down.
They just
That's why they did this.
or you
So
can
they
go
can like
small same way and have AD at the five.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And do
They can
that.
do a lot of damage.
And Edwards is on the roster too, right?
Yeah,
Come on. Come on.
because he's the future, right?
You could even go Curry Edwards.
That some people would say that, right? Why not?
Curry Edwards Braun. Curry Edwards Braun. AD. Bam.
Right.
There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of lines you can go with still.
But I think when Joel and Kawhi don't play, then that's when they'll probably call like a Drew Holiday, maybe a Jaren Jackson.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Brunson's probably
Maybe
not gonna
Jalen Jackson for the
play.
big, right? Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He probably won't play. There's too much potential ball handling already, and too much guys who can play point. Like LeBron's gonna want to play point at one point. He's gonna
Yeah.
want to. So I can see all that stuff happening. What other topics you want to talk about?
Well, that was it. Just the USA roster. That was it. That was it.
Cool, 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 cool. Well, will there be a mid-week podcast? Who knows? Maybe we'll see. We'll definitely try to get that out to everybody if we do that. I don't have anything last to say, but I just hope these. I'm hoping to see some like 1-1s. I don't want no 2-0s. I
Mm.
want like 7 game
Same.
series. I just want all. That's what all three is all I want is some 7 game series in the NBA. I love when the 7 game. Or I just want like a competitive series. We got some lopsided the past couple days, but playoff basketball is just one of the most exciting times, like in ball in general. So for Mike and my boy YS, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys again. Peace.